Angry Jackalope here today to talk with you about some novels. Yes, actually, this is kind of. I'm gonna tell you guys about my experience when I wrote my book, Convergence 2012. Let's see here. I'm gonna read you the quick little blurb on the back here. It's 2011 as the world inches closer to the 2012 Convergence. Tim Christensen, the addicted street thug, attempts to rob the wrong man. Forced into a journey of epic consequences by the enigmatic Kuthanaga, Tim learns of the devastating fate in store for all of humanity and must come to terms with the sins of his past. Kuthanaga claims he will save 1 billion humans. The only problem, there's nearly 7 billion on the planet. Dun dun dun! Damn, that's dramatic as a motherfucker. Anyway, yeah, I fucking wrote a book. That's the cover. And, how many fucking pages is this bitch? I don't even fucking remember. It's so goddamn long. What is it? 62 chapters, 386 pages. Alright, so how did I come to write a fucking novel? Well, you know what? That's the interesting story. That's what we're here right now to talk about. So, as many of my stories starts out with a dream. Crazy, fucking weird dream. This one was a series of unrelenting dreams that just wouldn't stop. Day after day after day after day after day. Segments of this story just kept coming. It was the most bizarre thing ever. And this was leading up, towards the 2012 doomsday prophecy type shit. Lots of people are talking about the Mayans and all of that good stuff. And, it was kind of interesting. Anyway, I had the core concept of the dream. There was 3 pieces of it. The first one was the earth milk, which I don't know. I laugh now when I say earth milk because every time I say earth milk, I think jizz shot. But anyway, that's not politically correct. So strike that from your memory banks. Anyway, the other one was the fact that aliens, and it was kind of a cool thought because the dream basically was a what if statement. It was, what if all of the folklore, mythology, fantasy was based on alien encounters, right? And I was like, whoa, that's kind of a neat little concept. I like that. Okay, what else? And so I'd have these little dreams, and fuck, I can't remember them now. I should have kept a fucking dream journal. That probably would have been a smart thing to do. But, back in 2000 and late 2009, 2010, my memory was actually pretty good. Not super good, but better than it fucking is right now. My memory right now is fucking horrible. Let's see, do I have a date in this motherfucker when I actually had it printed? March 2011. Yeah. So 2010 is when I started writing this puppy. And, I got to tell you, I don't remember. So I'd sit down to write, and it came out. It just no editing. I mean, no. I swear to God, I'm so tired of this fucking phone. I just want to throw it through a fucking wall. Dude, seriously, enough with the fucking texting. I get somebody fucking texting me non-fucking stop. Get a fucking hint. Anyway, where was I, guys? Where was I? Oh, that's right. Thanks, Tenchi. So, I would sit down. I didn't have timelines. I didn't have things that I edited. I just free wrote. And for the most part, I free wrote this whole entire fucking thing. And it would have been done in 3 months. But there was a part where I was writing and something happened to one of the characters that I didn't like. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that to that character. That's my fucking road dog. I don't want him to have that happen to him. So I refuse to do that. I need to figure out a solution out of this hole that I've dug myself into. And it took 3 months. It took almost 3 fucking months for me to get past that one particular hurdle. And then after I figured out a solution, an elegant solution to save myself, boom, I wrote it all, wrote the rest of it. And, this is meant to be a trilogy. 2012, so Convergence 2012 is the first one. 2013 Aftermath is the one that's is going to follow this eventually. And 2014 The Truth is the one after that. And even though we're sitting in 2015, it doesn't matter because the 2013 and the 2014, when those stories are finally told, it's basically time is irrelevant. So it doesn't really matter. So those of you who have read this already, I promise you, I swear, I will finish the other 2 books. The 2013 Aftermath, I've already got 7 chapters done, but life happened and I just ended up getting derailed. And I know I jumped into all this other video stuff where I should probably be writing instead, but mentally, I'm just not able to. I sit down and when I write, I like to write, and just flow with it. Right now, with everything going on, that is completely impossible. It's just not. It's just, I can't do it. I'd sit down and, here, even in this video while we're shooting, I had an interruption with the text. That text would derail me. And the type of work that I do, shutting the phone off is not an option because for the most part, for one of the key customers that I have, I'm pretty much on call 24/7. So I'm kind of fucked for right now. But I am working towards being able to get back to writing again. But for right now, just bear with me. So anyway, Convergence 2012 was interesting because I wrote it and, I had these alien races that I came up with names. So I came up with the Anukai, and I came up with the Draconians, and I came up with the Greys. And I think I call the Greys something else. I can't remember what I call them. I think they're just the Greys. I don't remember anymore. I have all my notes on all of the race types and things of that nature. But the fucking crazy thing was, so I wrote the book. I just wrote it, okay? And after I was done writing it, I went back to make sure that all my continuity was there and that I was consistent in spelling certain things. Because, characters had some interesting names. So you had Kutanagi, you had Zanari, you had Azrael. You had the humans' names are pretty straightforward. Tim, Joy. But the interesting thing about writing is you start running into some very interesting people. I started doing podcasts. I kind of ripped off, what's his name? Scott Sigler. Scott Sigler was doing these podcasts, and I thought, damn, that's fucking brilliant. So each chapter I finished, I was kind of just reading, and I was almost digging myself in a hole because I hadn't edited shit at that point. So this was coming straight from the raw chapters. So I went up and I had some YouTube. I have a YouTube channel somewhere. I can't remember where it's at now, but there's a YouTube channel up that has Convergence 2012, and it has, I don't know, the first 10, 20 chapters in it. I can't remember now. But I had some people that actually enjoyed it, and they reached out, and I had some folks from Australia get in touch with me, and they're friends of mine now, and it's cool because some of the people that actually read became some really good friends, and that was awesome. And then I learned some really interesting things. So here's some things I'm going to share with anybody who might be considering becoming an author. Number one, Americans hate to read. Yeah, they do. Your friends and family are not going to read your shit. Yeah. Sorry. Your mom will. My mom read mine. My mom read mine probably, 10, 20 times. And I'm sure she's my biggest evangelist. But then my mom also fucking reads a lot. Oh my God, she fucking reads a lot. So, I don't know. Maybe if she was like a typical American, she might not have. Anyway, I had some of my best friends. They would get about 5 or 7 chapters deep, and then they were like, oh, I'll finish reading, and they never do, right? I had a few friends, they went on like cruises and shit. While they were on cruises, yeah, fuck, you're on a cruise, you ain't got shit to do but fucking read, right? So they read, and I could tell real quick the ones that read it because they would come and we'd have some lively fucking conversations. Am I mad that my mates didn't fucking read my shit? My friends didn't read my shit? No, not really. I mean, the reality is most people are busy and we live in this really hectic environment where everybody is running. Shit. I personally would love to read 5 or 6 books, but I just haven't had the time. But I'm going to be bringing them with me when I go on this cruise later on, and I will be catching up on my reading. But one thing that I noticed is internationally, holy shit, I was getting a whole lot more readers internationally than I was domestically here in the U.S. And that really kind of fucked with my head. Really fucked with my head. I'm sure if Oprah or somebody said, oh my God, this is the greatest book ever, everybody would fucking read my shit. I mean, hell, look at 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, I glanced at it, I read some of it. It's not bad writing, but again, she started off as fucking fan fiction, having Edwards and Belle fucking doing porn. So yeah. 50 Shades of Grey. Holy fuck. 50 Shades of fuck me. That's what it is. But, whatever. Am I a little grizzled by that? Sure, I am. But fuck it, whatever. I'm happy because I wrote it. I got it. I wrote it. I have like fucking 30 books in various stages of development. I got God Kill, Infernal Justice. I got Angelic Revelations. I've got Horror in the Gate. It just goes on and on. And I got just a fucking boatload. Asian Vampire Khitan. The other 2 books for this. Let's see. Yeah, my memory. See, there's my fucking world famous memory. I've got a file though that has all my fucking books in it, and some of them are really fucking interesting. Oh, one that I just came up with the other day. What were we calling it? It's about fucking a serial killer. Oh, it's dark, it's twisted, it's way fucking crazy. Anyway, fuck it, whatever. But I just wanted to share it with you because I went back and I was doing this due diligence on these fucking alien races. Turns out there are fucking lizard people. Okay, so my draconians are fucking lizard people, reptiles. And there's this guy, fucking David Icke. See? You see? David Icke, who fucking talks about the reptiles and stuff like that. And there's not Anukai, but there's a thing called the Anunnaki. And I'm like, oh shit, well that's close enough, right? And of course the Greys are the Greys. And I went in when I was writing and describing the Greys. Yeah, they were the typical alien abduction with the anal probing, big eye, fucking, yeah. Those were the only ones as I was writing that I said, yeah. The Anunnaki and the Draconians, those were, 2 separate things that I had mental images of, but, whatever. I went back and did some due diligence. And then anyway, there's a couple other weird little things, like I was sitting there at one point and I was like, oh, I need to have these geographic locations for my story. I literally brought up Google Earth, went to a map and said, there, and there, right? So I did just like that. And I said, okay, zoom in here. What is that? Okay, that's a spot up in Canada. Okay, what's this one? Okay, that's a place called Bimini down near Florida. Okay, what is this other one? Whatever that one was. I can't remember. Arizona. He was over in Arizona. And I was like, So after I'm going back and I'm doing my due diligence, I come across shit like Edgar Casey, who was saying Atlantis was off the coast of Florida, which is relatively close to Bimini. So I'm coming across all of these little weird coinkydinks, and the whole time I'm just like, whoa, I was getting like goosebumps. It was kind of freaking me out. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, it's funny because a lot of times these story ideas, they come to me in dreams, right? And some of the dreams are just regular, and some of the dreams are really vivid and really descriptive. And then sometimes, well, not sometimes, most of the times they just kind of fade away, right? But usually whenever there's something I'm like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Oh, like a superhero. I came up with a superhero story, and I've written a couple of those chapters, actually a couple of short stories, where the concept for the superheroes was suddenly everybody started developing superpowers, and there was no discovery part of it. You instantly knew how to use your abilities 100%. You knew all the ways to manipulate it, all the ways. There was no like, ooh, let me figure out how to fly. It's like, motherfucker, look, I'm flying. And you knew exactly how fast you could fly. And you knew all your limitations, right? And what was interesting about that was it was only the mentally straight, good people that got superhero powers. All of the pedophiles, all the evil people, the serial killers, anything that had something that was quote unquote wrong with them, right? Those people didn't get powers. They just were normal. They were cured of whatever issue they had. So if you were a pedophile, suddenly you didn't have those cravings or urges, right, to do something wrong with a kid, right? Or if you were a serial killer because there was something in the brain that just drove you to it, you didn't have that. So they became the normals, and the people that were the normal people, they were superheroes. So anyway, that story arc was really interesting because the way I was going to do that story, the way I was structuring up the short stories to become a lot of stories was you're introduced to two main characters and there's a sub character, okay? That sub character, they would go into his main story against another person. A third person that shows up in here would then get theirs. And then there might have been a person that was introduced here that comes here, and somebody that was here comes here, and those are the two. So there was always this there was this hidden string that's woven between all of the characters in the story, right? And it was just a real interesting take. It was how would society's moral values stand if suddenly we were all gods? Right? Right? Fuck my job. I don't need my fucking job. I'm immortal. I don't get hurt. Nothing can make me hurt, right? Or why do I need a job? I can fly. Or why do I need a job? I can read everybody's fucking mind around me. Could be pretty fucking scary, right? How does that regulate itself? So anyway, yeah, I have lots of stories that I write. One that might actually turn into something kind of neat. G. Rivera, you remember him who did this artwork right here. He and I were talking the other day. He put up a character set of some stories that he's going to work on, and there were some demons in there. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. I have one called Tatted Souls. That's about this guy. He wakes up and he's got these tattoos on him, and basically the tattoos are demons hiding out on his body, right? And so I told him about the story, and he's like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. So he might actually do a web comic series around Tatted Souls, and the guy might end up playing a role in his universe. So that might be neat. We'll see, right? But I'm not going anywhere. I'm still doing the story time, and this is just part of story time. Me just kind of letting you guys get some insider information about Convergence 2012. This was this was a lot of fun. I've probably read this 6 or 7 times because I had to edit it. And what was really sad for me was I had some people that rated it, and they were really harsh and they were really fucking mean. And you know, I am not an editor. I am not super duper great on the English side. Um, you know, I did the very best that I could do, and I've had people that have said, I love the story. Story is great. I struggled on some of the syntax that you were doing, and I had a lot of people that complained about my language. No fucking shit, my language is bad. That's just how I fucking am. So I put myself in the book. But you know, having people really talk a lot of shit though and say, "Oh, this was so fucking horrible. I couldn't even finish the first chapter because there were so many errors, and this was an amateur and blah blah blah." I'm like, fuck, okay, that's fine. You don't like the fucking book, but don't go up publicly and rate the shit and knock it down to a 3-star. You know what I mean? And then just fuck it up. You know, that took me from being on the front page. I was getting a lot of good ratings on it, and this one bitch just comes along, throws a fucking 3-star on my shit, and it just dropped me down. And I was just like, fuck me, are you serious? And it sucked. It sucked really hard. More advice for aspiring writers. All the self-publishing things, they're all trying to just rape you, gouge you, take your fucking money. I saw some editor things. They're like, yeah, we can edit your book for $3,000. I'm like, fuck, dude, $3,000? That's a fucking lot of money. And then they're like, yeah, we could do these publishing deals for you and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I got picked up. This is published by Rymaz. Rymaz is a publishing company, right? Rymaz is also me. I created a publishing company to publish my own book, and that way when I solicited it out, it came from a publisher. So, yeah. Marketing-wise, this was pretty rough. I will add one little advice to aspiring writers. Trying to edit on a screen is a fucking nightmare. What I did is I went through lulu.com, Lulu.com. It allowed me to put my full manuscript up there. They printed it out. I had it in front of me. I actually had a book. It was in book format. Then I went through and I did my edits and all this other good stuff, and that worked so much better. And plus, too, the feeling you get right when you get a hardbound book in your hand, your own shit, it gives you that extra motivation. It kicks you right in the ass and pushes you even harder. So anyway, that is just kind of an introduction to the very first book that I published and got out, Convergence 2012. If you guys are interested in it, let me know. And what I'll do is I'll put a link up to a free PDF. I'm not going to send you guys to go fucking buy it. You guys are homies at this point. If you're watching my fucking videos and we are conversating down in the comments and shit, fuck that. I'm not going to charge you. Just put a comment in the description below saying I'd like a copy, right? And then what I'll do, shoot me a fucking email. That might even work better. Send me an email at the creator@angryjackalope.com and say, yeah, you'd like a copy, and I'll give you a fucking copy. You know what I mean? If you read it and you start reading, you go, this fucking sucks. That's fine. Just don't read it, right? If you read it and you like it and you have questions and you want to have a dialogue, fuck, I'd love it. I'd love it. I had probably realistically 7 people that really were hardcore that came at me and said, hey, Rob, what's this and what's the deal with that? And it tickled me when they came at me. I was like, it was cool. So anyway, you guys give me the same basic feeling. When you guys drop comments, it's like, and you like the shit that I do, it's a cool feeling. And it's really hard to explain. It's like that fucking stupid ass thing when the chick wins the thing. They love me. They really love me. It just validates the effort. You put a lot of effort in shooting videos, editing videos, dealing with YouTube, uploading the videos, and then you hear people say, we like it, keep doing it. It's like, cool. I'm enjoying it too, and it's very therapeutic for me, and it's helping me out. In fact, I just went to a neurologist yesterday to get stuff looked at for my brain, and I told him what I do, and he said, that's great. That's super good. Keep being creative. Keep doing that stuff because that stuff is good for your brain. So you guys are helping my brain. Yeah. All right, guys, until next time.